yeah. Show me what I got. Alright, well, we got some good greens. Heroic Intervention. Hexproof and Indestructible. Scavenging Ooze. Jesus, yes. Oh my god. Garrick's Harbinger. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooze. Is goose. I'm going to briefly glance at our white. Doesn't appear to do... Oh, we have Mangara. Mangara's very good. Even Gagglemaster. Some pretty good whites. I'm seeing Rousing Reed. Seeing Keen Glidemaster. That's nice. Library Larcenist is good. Capture Sphere. Hell yeah. Roaming Ghostlight. Hell yeah. Spined Megalodon. What's this one? Ah, it's that combat trick. We have some disco things. Sanctum of Stone Fangs. Yes. I like this a lot. Sanctum of Stone Fangs is so good. We have some nice black, not some unreal black, but some nice. Scorching Dragonfire is nice. Ooh, who doesn't love a Sure Strike? Bolt Hound. Oh yeah. Pitchburn Devils. Oh yeah. Oh, Hellkite. Chandra. Bone Pit Brute. Okay, dude. Dude, our red seems very nice. Volcanic Geyser. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god. And look, we have two of these. Holy shit, this deck makes itself. Heroic Intervention. Scavenging Ooze. Garrick's Harbinger. Garrick's Uprising actually might be good. We have one of those. We have one of these. What are these guys? Might actually be good. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to a creature you don't control. Oh my god, we have green removal. Holy shit. Okay. Hunter's Edge. Wow. That's good. Removal. Bone Pit Brute. Incinerator. Hellkite. Pitchburn. Turret Ogre. Furious Rise. Bolt Hound. Probably. Scorching Dragonfire. Probably Goblin Arsonist as well. This is gross. I think this deck is awesome. We have two ways to draw cards off huge dudes. Oh yeah, I'm addicted to this deck. This is it. This is the winning. Oh, we got 15 creatures in there. Destructive Tampering. Sure Strike feels kind of nice. Life Goes On could be good. Ornery Dilophosaur. Okay, so let's do some Studian. Okay, so not 100% on this one. This, yes. Oh my god, these, yes. Because I have, let me, boop, boop. We actually have a lot of things that proc on 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. Oh, look, whenever a creature with power 4 enters the battlefield under control, draw a card. We can overwhelm and cure at advantage. So we have some of these. Okay, what Heroic Intervention? Yes. Scavenging Ooze? Yes. Titanic Growth. Do I want a Titanic Growth, or do I want a Sure Strike? I don't know. Let me put this combat trick over here. Bolt Hound is kind of a weak creature. I'm going to cut it for now. And put some of these other things in here, right? This is all fine. Yeah, we actually need some combat tricks in here. Garrick's Uprising says, creatures you control have trample, so all my creatures can be able to bash through. I think it's really nice. 13 creatures. We definitely need more creatures. Oh yeah, here's Heroic Intervention. Let me put this over here. Thought I did that already. We have a little bit of removal. Oh, there's the other removal card. I was wondering. I was like, why are we so light on removal? This is just a nice defensive creature. I mean, wow. I feel compelled to play something cheap. It's weird to say, but I kind of want to just play with Portcullis Vine. I'm gonna run this guy and maybe one Sure Strike. Maybe this is the... Is this the end? I gotta be very thoughtful with my creatures, but I like this quite a bit. I think 9/8 is the right distribution. I really want to be able to play these early on. Yeah, I mean, I think this is just it. I'm a... Oh, what's the name of this deck? 4 or more. You know what? Gruul Monsters. This is it. This is the name of it. It's a Gruul Monsters deck. Boom. Why do anything but name it after a classic? This is Gruul Monsters. It's Gruul Monsters. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to. Yeah. Hell yeah. Holy crap. Respond to this text. I didn't call someone this morning that I needed to. I had what can only be described as work. Alright, so my opponent drew a land, Bone Pit Brute. We have some, like, really huge monstrous-looking ones, and here's what's going to be sick. I can Hunter's Edge, put a +1/+1 counter on the Thrashing Brontodon, blow through everything, and then swing for 7. This is gross. This is really good. This is why I like Gruul. I love the clarity. It's not like... Dude, I will say, did that Dimir deck not make you laugh? Why not +1/+1 the Drowsing Tyrannodon? Because I think 5 toughness is a really, really nice amount of toughness. Do I combat trick this? Yeah. Meow. There's certainly an argument to making the Drowsing Tyrannodon a 4/4 and leaving the Thrashing Brontodon as a 3/4. There's not a huge amount of enchantments and artifacts I'd want to sack to nuke with the Thrashing Brontodon. Great. Well, I smell a 2-for-1 coming on. I have a great sense of smell. B-Town Pro says, anyone chat thinks Shrines will be a viable deck? I'm going to try it. Maybe we'll do that as our constructed at the end of the day. Normally what happens is I play Sealed for a few hours, and then I do a little bit of constructed. Shrines and standard historic. Standard all the way. This is where my... Oh! Here they come. Here come some goblins. Crunch, crunch. Dun, 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 dun. Scipius says, I want to see what the historic 11 Shrines deck would look like. I mean, it's just awesome. It's just awesome that there's these kinds of things that can resist and work. 1, 2, 3, like this. I think that's what we want to do. Gotta block one of them. I think we're winning. Very not necessary, but undoubtedly awesome. And then it's a fog effect. And my opponent casts Channel Fireball. Oh! Claps in Gruul. Victoire. The cake stay the cake. I look at chat for 10 seconds and opponent's at 2 health. Oh yeah, we opened a very, very nice pool of cards. Last pool of cards, I actually think may have been better than I initially evaluated it at, because I keep losing to decks that have relatively slight power in individual cards, but have very above average synergies, which is cool. I mean, Sealed is certainly one of my least good formats. We have a Scavenging Ooze, an Uprising, and a Hunter's Edge. Looks good to me. So when it enters, you control a creature with 4 greater. Scavenging Ooze is good. I'm going to do like this and chill. Is it more mana efficient to do it this way? I think this is more mana efficient. And this also gives us substantially more options. This lets our opponent look at the top card of their library and play lands from the top. So I would like to kill that as soon as possible. Okay. Uh-oh, that is not good. That is not good. What was that box review printed card for? This has a +1/+1 counter on it, and if we look at the view printed card, this is just the text that's on the card, not any modifiers that have been applied to it since it has been birthed. This gets killed, man. That really, really owns us. Super, 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 super hard. Suryuki has to be careful about playing a small creature. If there's something with 2 power, then what happens is Canopy Stalker turns into a removal card, because it has to be blocked if able. So I could like Hunter's Edge to deal 5 damage to Radha, killing it, and then swing, and then the 2 power thing is forced to block and it dies. And that would be a very, very good turn for us. Yep. So then this has to block this. And it has trample, thanks to Garrick's whatever. Garrick's like, you know, it's like whatever. I would like to play Furious Rise. I would like to. Bum ba da da dum dum do ba bum ba. So you can pay 3 to make this indestructible. Simple play. We attack with the Canopy Stalker. Our opponent will block. We will happily let that resolve. If our opponent wants to pay to make it indestructible. Ugh. Cool. And because there's trample, damage goes through. Yes. Yes. Anand V8 thanks for the positive and caring attitude in your online presence. Sean was really moved when you spoke about Jeff and said that this community is about being friends with people you otherwise never might have met except for this shared interest. Dude, I'm glad it's helpful, you know. Dude, I gotta be honest, I think games are like the most important medium of the future. And the most important area of research at a societal level in so many ways. Okay, let's see. This would let me draw a card. You know, I actually am going to play the Turret Ogre first. And see what we draw. And I'm actually going to wait a turn, because I can build up a board. And Heroic Intervention. Like, I mean, I think that so many things in the world are systems, and it's system design. And we don't think of them as games, but they're absolutely a bunch of people sitting down trying to design and think through human psychology and like how humans are going to operate under no supervision when they go through whatever system's set up. And there's, you know, systems that people really don't like. Say, taxes in America. Super complicated, super obtuse, hard to know what's going on. And there's systems that we use every day that we don't even think about because they're so smooth in so many regards, such as traffic system. Traffic system is really nice.
Respect for nature is always returned.
Okay, so we do this, and then I Hunter's Edge. This, maybe? Maybe we actually should have swung in. But yeah, I mean, I think we're finding all sorts of issues societally in terms of like how the system was structured, social media, public works. And I think that games can give a lot of people a lot of meaning, you know? I think this is 100% fine. Because we're drawing due to Furious Rise at the end of the game.
That was a short hunt.
Oh, this guy's gonna be big, and then nothing's gonna come of it, yeah. Great. And we did it. We have won the video game. I think games bring a ton of people together. There's a ton of clarity of shared experience. Ton of clarity of shared experience. Cold Dracon says, I wanted to ask your opinion on something. What do you think about the possibility that, as terrible as 2020 is right now, that all this mess might be a catalyst for major change in a good way. I really, really, really hoping so. Really, 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 really hoping so. Because, I mean, like, who has had personal experiences like that? Where you made we won't say huge mistakes, but, you know, you maybe made an accumulation of poor decisions. And sometimes you just rub up against some reality of life. It makes you go, holy shit, that sucks. I gotta change. I think I'm going to be playing the Drowsing Tyrannodon and pull back on the ooze, because this is gonna get bigger later. You know, like, maybe you're just eating generally a little unhealthy, and you gain enough weight to try to put your pants on, they don't fit. Ooh, that's painful. That happened to me a few years ago, and I was like, I gotta get in shape, man. Shit. Not aware visionary. Woohoo! Meow. I mean, there's a lot of painful things like that. There are people that maybe are making reckless decisions in their personal life, you know? Really simple example. Any of you ever had a buddy that gets a little mad in video games? Takes their aggression and irritation out on those around them. And sometimes your friends go, alright, well, it's whatever, you know, it was a frustrating game. And if they keep doing that, at some point their friends go, dude, listen, we don't want to play games with you anymore. Yeah, we all get mad sometimes, but you get mad every time and you direct it at us, and we're not cool with that, you know? Ooh, that hurts to hear. But a lot of times those painful moments of confrontation can be an opportunity for growth. And I'm hoping that there's things that maybe people have not thought about in the midst of all this stress and pain. You know, say, for instance, you know, all the allegations and stories of sexual assault, harassment, these kinds of things that are happening. There are tons of young men reading that who are getting obviously a mix of horror and shock and deep sympathy for all the people who are suffering. And then also an opportunity for self-reflection. Have I offended anyone with something I said? Huh. Maybe this is a chance for me to learn a little bit more about how do I want to do this? Does anyone have trample here? Oh, this is garbage. Sorry, that took me a little bit. You know, I think that there's, you know, a lot of people, again, reflecting on, hey, maybe that one time when I was making that joke and everyone was laughing, and there's that one person who I thought looked a little uncomfortable, and I just, like, I had that information, but I didn't read into it at the time. Like, well, you know, I think there's, like, opportunities for that, obviously, at governmental levels. I mean, it is personally painful to know that my brother lives in South Korea and things are fine there. With respect to coronavirus, that is. Things are fine. He's biking to work, going to restaurants. And I'm sitting here kind of locked in. It's just like, wow, there was a difference that happened. You know, I think that there's a lot of opportunity to enchant permanent, you can't attack or block, and it's okay. I think there's a lot of opportunity for this, and, you know, I hate that this is true sometimes, but sometimes messages are easy to not hear. I really want to be able to swing with this guy. Yeah, I think we just play this. It just doesn't do anything, and that's all there is to it. I think sometimes humans are very reactive, and if there's nothing to react to, it can be hard to see it and to feel it, you know? This is particularly true in project work. Particularly true in project work. I don't know if any of you have ever had projects that take a couple months to see to fruition. I've had the great joy of being part of a lot of projects that... No! Fuck, no! Time to swing with everything out of rage. I've had the great pleasure of working on a lot of projects, you know, just by virtue of the fact that, hey, I work in internet. I work in internet. That is a very good card. But we have to play this in a very particular order. We're going to do this one first. Oof. All you have to do is sack the dog. Damn. Turret Ogre. Anyways, you know, I work on a lot of events. I've worked on a lot of tournaments. I've just worked on a lot of different stuff. And there's things, you know, especially with events. I think events are the best example where you'll talk to some people that this is like their first event or second event. And you're like, I worked at an event, very small scale event, where this will do. Yeah, this is nice. Relatively small event. I'm swinging with the Turret Ogre because this can eat that. This I need to get out of the way anyways for Hunter's Edge. And the fact of the matter is I really want Garrick's Harbinger to be alive because I can put creatures into my hand with Garrick's Harbinger. Anyways. You know, I work with people that it's their first or second time event who just don't set up their equipment early enough. And I'm like, hey man, you really got to set your equipment up early. Like, you really, really, really got to do that. And they're like, no, it'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It'll be totally cool. And I'm like, no, I've done this for a long time. Like, 90% of the time, it's fine. But if you don't set up your equipment and have, like, a full day to test it, you're going to be fucked. And I literally went to an event that just didn't happen. Didn't happen. It never even went live. And this was not like a really big, dramatic, you know, like esports festival thing. It was a community thing at a LAN cafe. I think I just don't do anything. This is Source would deal non-combination opponent. This is... yeah, great. This is a very cute combo. But, you know, it's sort of fascinating that, you know, in the same way that there are, you know, there's tons of insanity going around in the world. Just, period. It's sort of fascinating how frequently someone will go, I'm really worried about thing X happening. Like, super duper worried. This is where I get heroic intervention. And someone goes, no, I think we're good. And the other person goes, no, I'm genuinely concerned, and here's my reasoning. And they hear the reasoning, and they go, yeah, but I think it'll be fine. And then that thing happens. And in movies, often you get the great joy of being able to say, I told you so. in movies, you often someone gets punished for it really badly and stuff like this, you know, or there's some good conclusion. Almost always in real life, it just sucks. Like that tournament I was talking about, just local LAN cafe having a tournament, was going to have a stream. I was going to do a little casting, you know, something like that. It was, I mean, it was like, I mean, come on, let's be real. It was not subtle when it didn't happen, and it was not unclear that me saying, dude, spend a day for setup. It was real clear that I was correct, right? But they feel horrible. The attendees that were excited to get their games cast at the LAN cafe, they feel bad. It's like nobody wins, man. It's like nothing good. Except for on the next event. The next instance of the thing. Not one for twisting the knife. Let me think. Have I ever twisted the knife, like, real hard? Have I ever twisted the knife? That's kind of an interesting question. The thing about event work, Terminus Thrall, is that often it's hard to even have the opportunity to do that. Like, if I, let's say, worked in an office and I had a team of 20 and we produced 3 events a year, then on event 1, if I had a whole bunch of, dude, I'm telling you, this is really important, I'm telling you, and if they didn't hear that and get it, then maybe for the next one, there would be the opportunity to, like, leverage the knife twistiness. I think I just hit this with a nope, huh? These guys require a card to be discarded. Indestructibility. And 10 life is still plenty. Pitchburn Devils is so nice here. So extraordinarily nice. Opponent's gonna swing, and it's pretty clear that I just double block this. Yeah, I told you so. It's just, they just don't feel good, man. They just don't feel good a lot of the times. What a thing of beauty, huh? What a thing of beauty. Quite have the right mana. Guarantees the kill. And then we will block the Seasoned Hallow Blade. I really needed to be able to wipe out 2 of them. Like, we could just get blasted out here, and I think that's fine. Nice. Domingo B. GG. If I had had 1 more green mana, I would have been able to play the second thing that I wanted to. I didn't quite have it. Thomas Thrall says, that makes sense. As much as I may want to sometimes, I rarely give people shit for fuck-ups. Mostly because I want the team to be an environment where people are willing to make mistakes. Bring them forward when they find them, and I generally trust my team to be doing their best. Yeah, I think that, like, it's just, I think that a lot of frustration and the wish to tell someone I told you so comes from this question of comfort not having control. You know, like, if you are, I have one of my friends who manages a lot of coders and explained, and I actually can't believe how patient this person is. I mean, there are times when I've been mad talking to this friend. When I get mad, I don't think very clearly. But I was mad and I just said some dumb stuff. And after I said the dumb thing, my friend immediately had such patience and grace and calm that it was as though I never said the dumb thing. I mean, just like handled it, just was like totally fine. It's like amazing. And said friend who manages a lot of coders talks about how when you're a junior coder, you're aware of how much you don't know, right? So people are constantly telling you stuff to do or trying to get better. And then when you step up to maybe a mid-level or even a senior engineer, a lot of mid-level and senior engineers, like, get unnecessarily mad at the junior level engineers for making mistakes. And that it's so important as a manager to, like, be patient to everyone who's like junior, mid, and senior, but also to encourage them to be patient with each other, because at the end of the day, if you are working on a coding project, you might have, say, 5 senior engineers, and you might have like 15 to 20 junior engineers. Your product is gonna get built by those inexperienced people. Meow. Oh my god, this is horrible. Like, any land is dandy here, but in particular, red land is dandy here. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting because we were talking about this with the context of someone making mistakes and someone fucking up. Because I feel like, you know, a lot of times, let's say again, we have some event coming up. Let's just take this local LAN party that I was referencing, and if I go, hey, I really strongly recommend having 2 days for setup before any tournament stuff happens. Even though it's a really simple setup, day 1, set up and start testing. And then you have a second day to just go through and double check, triple check. Oh, this is bad news bears, huh? Oh, double block available. Yeesh. But, you know, like, there's a control thing when they're like, nah, I don't need that. You know, I can push a little. I genuinely, sincerely think you should do this. They go, no, it'll be fine. And it's important for me to go, okay, it's your thing. That's okay. You got it, man. Only in rare cases ever in my life have I seen someone who really screwed something up and just behaved as though no screw up happened. And that, my friends, was weird. If this is a giant growth, we are owned. What would even help us win here? Maybe I should have blocked with the Canopy Stalker just to have something to block us. Meow. Hey, look at this! A pleasure to have you here today. So then I'm going to play this. What the hell do I even do here? All right. Nope. Oh, man, that's bad. Yeah. Oh, dude, Phoebia says, the way I handle my employees when they mess up, I do not use constructive criticism. I think that term is a horrible way to scrutinize them. Oh, my God. Constructive criticism is... Holy shit, get me out of the game. Get me out of the game, I'm so dead. Oh, I can't cast my cards. Dude, I think one of the biggest misnomers in the last 10, 15 years has been the idea of criticism, that the more voices that are heard in regards to something, the better. Oh my god, well, you know, I was wondering if I could just give you some constructive criticism. It's kind of the same version of wanting to twist the knife. You know? Why do some people want to twist the knife? Because they're having trouble letting go of the fact that they weren't heard. Why do people want to give constructive criticism? A lot of times it has nothing to do with making the product better. It has to do with me wanting to make sure that I can, like, feel heard. Whoa! You know, those sorts of things. Oh man, it's just the worst. Because giving criticism is unbelievably hard. Unbelievably freaking hard. Oh, we're against G-Rock again? Alright, revenge. Whatever, I'm gonna keep this terrible hand. Hundasilm says, but that is wrong. You're talking about people giving bad criticism and calling it constructive. The concept itself is good. Oh, let's get one thing right here, okay? Obviously, if someone says something that will help whatever product or work or piece of art you're working on, if someone says something that is genuinely helpful, that's good. That's, like, really good. The problem I have is the term constructive criticism. Almost always, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, let me give you some constructive criticism, and then had it actually be constructive. Oh, nice. Nice. Alright. Okay, that's really coming together now. Oh, man. Hundasilm says, you don't say it, you give it. No, that's what I'm talking about, is that, like, honestly, giving criticism is something that I think takes years and years and years and years and years and years of work and practice and reflection and thinking to be able to give proper criticism. Because there's a lot of issues, like, what if it's just kind of what I want? You know, what if, you know, you're making an action movie, and I kind of want something with a little more romance in it, and I watch John Wick, and I go, you know, can I just give you some constructive criticism? I think that action movies often don't have enough emotional connection to them, etc., etc., etc. I think that maybe you should, you know, consider, or, you know, God, I'm already trying to, I'm going into good, oh boy, this is some niceness here. 1, 2, 3. I'm already going to good criticism mode. People are like, you really need to add more relationships into this John Wick movie. You really need to do it. Hundasilm says, I agree that it's used incorrectly 99.9% of the time. Yeah, I really need to be a little bit more precise about the issue I have is how many people give shit criticisms. Roaming noodle butt. Okay. So I think I do this. I play the Scavenging Ooze. I play the Canopy Stalker. So that way we can continue to draw cards that can help us. Oh my god, we're drawing chords. G-Rock Vip needs to keep attacking with the Shacklegeist and with the Roaming Ghostlight because Canopy Stalker forces both of them to block otherwise. Decly says, John Wick is about action. It's not about plot or character development. Happy face. Yeah, no, and that's kind of what I mean, is it's like... let's see, I want to play the Dowsing Pteranodon. I think I will do another Dowsing Pteranodon. I think that's good enough for now. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I've been in conversations like that. And again, I'm using the action movie, romance movie. Which is a wee bit apples and oranges. Mana cost X or less. Jesus, what do I do about that shit? This is 5, this is 2. So this is going to have to be... It's going to have to be 4. Is there any way around this one? Wow, fuck.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
Man. Well, let's go ahead and draw 1 health. Draw in the health. And then this will deal 3 damage to me.
Is unwritten.
Is this permanency control? Fuck, man. God. What a bomb. Alright, well. That ends our run. Ah, man. Ah, I felt like we were having an interesting game. Ah! I'm going to do 1 more sealed. Man, that stunk. That sucked.